welcome to the Good Wolf Show. I'm Cedric Boyd. I'm your host of the Good Wolf Show. And today we have a special treat. We have Leanna Ketelsen, who is the owner and proprietor of Bikram Yoga Natomas, and we're going to have a short discussion. So join us for about a half an hour, and welcome to the show, Leanna Ketelsen.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. My name is Leanna Ketelsen.
Welcome.
I am 47 years old, been in the Sacramento area for about 13 years. I've been in the mortgage industry for over 22 years, and it's kind of the fall of that industry back in 2007 that led me to practicing yoga. I needed something to de-stress.
Right, because my wife was in the mortgage business, and it's very, very stressful. Were you a loan officer?
I was a wholesale account executive, so I was on the wholesale end. I would go to your broker's offices and, get their loans.
Okay, awesome. I don't know what a wholesale account
It was a
executive
great
is.
job.
Yeah, it's a
It was
great
the best job in the world.
Paid her great, awesome job, but life got in the way, and she ended up doing yoga.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you begin with Bikram Yoga when you first started doing yoga?
I did. My boss said you need to go do something for yourself, and so I belonged to a gym, but they kind of intimidate me, so I just heard that Bikram Yoga was really good, and so I took my first class, and it was life-changing, that very first class.
Well, apparently it was, because she opened this incredible studio. How long did it take you from the time that you took your first class to when you decided that you're going to be a Bikram Yoga instructor?
Oh, I think about 11 months. I was about 11 months into practicing, and the opportunity came to go to training, because by this time we'd all lost our jobs in the mortgage industry. So either sit on the couch, jump out the bridge, or go to Bikram Yoga training. It was either everything's going to be great or everything's going to fail. So I just went for it, went to training, and spent those 9 weeks in intensive training. It changed my life.
Where did you train? Did you train in the States, or did you go to?
I was lucky. I got to go to Acapulco, Mexico for 9 weeks. Yeah.
What a moment.
I know, but it wasn't all
I know. I've taken the class, trust me. I know. The class is super intense, so I can imagine that the training was really
very intense. Yes. But you're surrounded with 320 people that are all doing the same thing. It was amazing.
What was the dropout of the class rate like?
I think we only lost maybe 5 or 6 people.
Wow,
Yeah.
320 people.
It's quite an investment of time and money, and you go and you just are in that bubble and you do the training.
Super passionate about it.
Yeah.
I can tell when you teach the class.
Thank you.
What was the process in trying to open your own business and open a yoga studio?
I mean, the process of opening the studio is you have to, get an application, fill it out, and all that wonderful stuff. That's the all physical part of it. The process is more emotional. You're going to do this? Can you make it happen? And I have a beautiful support system with my mom, and so we talked about it, and it was just the right thing for me to do at the time, and we went for it.
Awesome. Now, I know Bikram has a certain sequence of poses.
Yeah.
Would you care to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, it's pretty genius, the series that he came up with. It's 26 postures and 2 breathing exercises done in a heated room. We do each one of the postures twice. First time kind of to warm up, get yourself into it. The next time you can go a little bit deeper. 2 breathing exercises kind of gets you, the first one, pranayama, gets you in the room, expands your lungs, kind of calms your mind down, gets you ready for your 90-minute open-eyed meditation. And then we finish with Kapalabhati breathing, which is kind of a detox, that you end it, and then a nice savasana.
Awesome. What is a savasana exactly?
Oh, well, you just lay on the ground.
You just lay on the ground and just
relax
and try to
dead body
absorb,
pose.
Absorb what went on, or just kind of let it all go and move on for the day.
Taking a few minutes for yourself before the rest of your day goes to everybody else. You're important.
Now, Bikram is named after an individual, right?
It is.
The individual that started the yoga program. And what's his first name?
Bikram.
Oh, his first name is Bikram. Okay. His last name Bikram too, or no?
No, Bikram Chaudhary, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I wanted to open a studio in the Natomas area of Sacramento is that there is no yoga studio here in Natomas. There's a whole bunch of them downtown, which is great, but here in Natomas there's nothing. You can always get yoga at a gym, but there wasn't a studio just dedicated to yoga, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be here. It's a beautiful, spacious studio and really easy access, lots of parking. it's just a really nice, clean, beautiful studio to be. I like being here.
You want to give us the address?
Yeah, 3270 Arena Boulevard, Suite 500.
Awesome. And you have a website, I assume?
Yes, I do. Bikram Yoga Natomas at BikramYogaNatomas.com.
Can you spell it for us, please?
Yeah, Bikram Yoga, YOGA, and then Natomas, NATOMAS.
Okay, awesome. Do you have any introductory classes? Because I know I took the 90-minute one and it was pretty intense. Do you have something that can kind of work people up to the next level?
No.
No.
I know, it's not like the answer you want, I know, but
Yeah.
all beginning Bikram yoga classes are 90 minutes long. They're 90 minutes long. They've been that way for over 30 years. And it is a challenging series. But the idea here is to come in the room, be in the room, and do what you can. As you first started, and as I told you when you first started, don't expect yourself to be able to do every posture and do everything correctly. You just come in here and you try the best you can. And then the more times you come, the better it gets, the more you can do. Not to say that it becomes easier, but it becomes a little bit more familiar. And you get to move deeper in the postures. Yeah.
Now, I know you offer another class, like I believe it was a yin or yang.
Yin yoga. Yeah, we do
Yin
now
yoga.
have yin yoga at the studio. And that's, I tell people it's like having dessert.
Right.
Yeah, because with Bikram, you know, you're working on your strength, you're working on your flexibility, definitely working on the mind, all that stuff. But in yin, you get to be on the floor with lights off, music on for an hour, and it's just beautiful stretching. It's really, the two of them, the Bikram and the yin yoga, work really well together. It's been quite a popular
Now, would
yoga.
you recommend maybe starting with the yin yoga and get a little more familiar with yoga in and of itself if you're new?
Not necessarily.
Or would you recommend?
You know,
Bikram?
you just do it. You just pick a day and you show up 15 minutes before class starts and you just come in and do it. And like I told people, you can't go buy a brand new pair of tennis shoes, walk out your front door and run a marathon. So don't put that expectation on you. Just come in and do what you can. Stay in the room and just learn how to breathe. Breathing is so important. Just learn how to breathe.
Should a person maybe go to the doctor first to make sure they're healthy enough to begin Bikram yoga? No stroke issues or anything with temperature or anything like that? Should they get a full checkup before they come in?
You know, it might be an okay idea, yeah. And I would suggest that people listen to their bodies. I've had a customer here, a practitioner, beautiful practitioner, and she went to the doctor one day and she told the doctor that she was doing Bikram yoga, and the doctor said, well, yoga's a fad. You shouldn't do that. And I'm like, so.
Been around how long?
Huh?
How long has yoga been around?
Yeah, you know, 500,000.
Yeah, wow.
How many years? 5,000 years. It's like forever. Exactly. So,
it's a fact.
Yeah, so, you know, go to the doctor if your doctor's encouraging you to get off the couch and go do something. Try yoga. You know, the great thing about Bikram yoga is we're not running in place, we're not jumping up and down, we're not, you know, doing sprints. So if you have any of those things that, you know,
joint
you can't,
issues, ankle stuff, like
then come
me and
in
my
and
hip.
exactly. Come in and do the yoga.
Yes.
Heat heals. Let's warm yourself up from the inside out, and let's slowly just stretch you out and get those places to heal.
Heat heals.
Heat heals.
Heat heals.
It
I
really
see that.
does.
It's posted
At the front desk.
In the front desk. So,
Exactly.
yeah, let's heal a little bit.
And I can understand that heat for some people who have never been in the heat it's an intimidating factor. I understand that. It was intimidating for me. My first class, I sat down for a good third of the class. I wore sweats. Don't do that.
Yeah, bad decision.
Bad decision. Only did that once.
Yeah.
And when I left the room, I got in my car and I cried for a good 20 minutes. I couldn't see through the windshield. It was so moving. And I kept thinking there, what am I crying about? What is wrong? And my mind was blank. And it made such an impact on me that I had to go back the very next day. I did 8 classes in 10 days, and I've never stopped since.
So that was the emotions coming out, or was that the fatigue?
I think it was the emotions. Of course, I was, you know, in the mortgage industry, and it was going to, you know, very quickly. And my boss said, go do something for yourself. So I went to this yoga class, and I think that it just
was a release.
Oh, huge.
Awesome. That's great. Well, Leanna, why don't you give us some of the reasons that people have given you why they decided to try Bikram yoga?
Okay, they're endless, but let's talk on a
Yeah.
few. I have one wonderful man who comes here who's had 4 back surgeries, and his doctor wanted to give him a 5th one, and he says, no, I'll just go to yoga. And so as long as he practices Bikram yoga, this yoga in this really wonderful hot room, he can avoid another back surgery.
Awesome.
His story is wonderful. And there's many stories. I have a woman here who couldn't walk in her beloved high heel shoes anymore because her feet were hurting her so bad. And the only exercise she could really do was riding a bike, and even that after long times would hurt her. So she started coming to Bikram yoga, and now she's sporting her high heel shoes again. She feels fantastic.
That's
She
right.
feels wonderful.
Great.
I have people who have said to me that when they practice Bikram yoga that they can get off their anxiety medications or that kind of thing, and that I
That's
find
priceless.
amazing.
Yeah, that's priceless.
Wonderful man here who's diabetic, and if he practices regularly, he can take less insulin, you know,
Okay.
just kind of, so the healing is amazing in here.
And it's internal. It's coming from the inside out.
And when you feel good from the inside out,
Right.
what does it matter?
Your health improves. You know, studies have shown that if the more you feel, the better, the happier you are.
I have people, I have a
healthier
really
you are.
wonderful girl here that was going through 4th stage cancer, and she was practicing maybe once every 2 weeks, but she was in here doing it. I have people who have prosthetic hips, prosthetic knees,
Right.
rods in their spine, all kinds of things. And everybody, it's what I love about the Bikram yoga is everyone came here and they have their own story.
Right. Right.
You know, they all came here maybe a little bit intimidated about the heat, but they stayed because they realized that it was a life-changing experience.
Grow. Now you have a tremendous amount of passion for this, Leanna. You really have a strong. Why is that so deeply rooted in you with this with Bikram yoga?
I think it is the challenge. I mean, if you would have told me 10 years ago that I would be sweating for a living, I would have told you that you were crazy. I was that girl who wore the high heel shoes every day that wouldn't step out of my front door without makeup and hair done, you know, and now I live in flip-flops and I barely ever put makeup on. Yeah,
Right.
to live within me, to be happy with me. And every day I come in here, it is a challenge, as you know, to get up there and to do your yoga, to breathe and to push yourself harder and go deeper and go further. And yet every day when I walk out of that room, I'm like, I did that. I did that.
Yeah.
And everyone here can do that. And, you know, does it take time? Sure. But you can't, like I said, go run a marathon. You can't hit a no-hitter. You can't be a prize fighter just because I say I'm going to do it. I know, like, just says it's done. I don't know if I said that right. I pitch a no-hitter. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, well, you know. So you just have to practice.
Sure. Were you always really focused on what you did and what you do?
Well, I like to think so. In the mortgage industry, what I love about that is that it's fast-paced and it's go, 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 and there's deadlines and there's all these things to meet, and tomorrow there's a million things to do again, and I love that. I love living under that stress, go,
Right.
go, go.
Right.
So this is living a life of hopefully no stress,
Right.
but I still love it. There's still that competition that you have with yourself. Well, there's no competition,
Right,
yoga, but
right,
you know, you're trying to go deep in the postures, trying to go further. You know, the thing that really excited me about the yoga is that it doesn't judge. The
Right.
yoga likes everybody.
Right.
It doesn't matter your background, if you're sick or healthy, if you're tall or short, if it doesn't care what nationality, it doesn't discriminate. The yoga just wants you to be here, it just wants you to practice.
Right.
And that's what I love about this studio. We have a huge eclectic group of people that are all so wonderful and loving and kind and encouraging.
Right. Right.
You can see I had 3 new people in class today in the 9 a.m. class. And even though the regular students aren't saying anything, you can tell they're rooting these people on.
Right.
And when they get out of the class, you can hear them in the hallways going, you did such a great job,
Right.
come back tomorrow, you're going to love it, don't worry about anything, just come back. And this community we have at Bikram Yoga Natomas every day just makes me feel so warm inside.
Right.
I love it.
Right. Yeah, I can tell when I was struggling, it was rough. And continues to be rough. But when I went to the locker room, the guys were like, oh man, this was your first time? I was like, yeah. Like, man, it's great. You know, they started talking about how their back was healing and how
You hear the stories.
empowering it's been for them, you know, and it's been great for them. So it's good to be in an area that is very positive and upbeat. And I think you set the tone here, Leanna, with yourself and the instructors. And you guys have done a great job. You know, there's no doubt about it. I enjoy the class. I've invited other folks to come. They haven't came yet, but they will. They will come. They will get here. So.
Well, let me say a little bit about that. They will be here someday. When it's right for them, they'll be here. It's all timing, just like in life.
Right.
But when you try Bikram Yoga, you need to give it 10 classes.
Right.
You know, you walk
Right.
in here the first
Right.
day and you walk out and you're like, that was hot. I've never sweat like
Right.
that much in my life. I don't know if I ever come back.
Right.
But when you try Bikram Yoga, it's 10 classes.
Right.
Get them done as just as fast as you can. You'll get to know more about your body than you
Right.
probably ever wanted to.
Right.
But you'll learn when to eat, when to drink, what to wear. It'll become important to you.
Yes, yes. Okay, you're located, you already gave us the address, but kind of where are you located exactly?
Oh, so
in the arena?
easy.
Yeah.
So easy. Just down 5. It's like 2 exits off from downtown. Take the arena exit, go left over the freeway. It's easy access on and off the freeway. You don't have to pay for parking. Don't have to fight for that. It's really easy off downtown. Very simple.
Awesome. Well, I want to go off the path a little bit here. I know you're a working mom,
I
know,
am.
and you own a studio, but you somehow were able to get it accomplished, even though you were a working mom, and which is great. Which gives working moms, people that maybe they don't, they kind of make excuses about why they can and why they can't. Can you tell us a little bit about the process of you being a working mom and owning your own studio?
It's tough, but it's very rewarding. I actually had someone tell me, oh, you shouldn't open your studio now. You should wait until your daughter's 18. At this time, she was 2.
Right.
So. Okay, well, thank you for that. But, it's hard, but I get to spend more time with my daughter having a studio because the hours are a little off. And that's wonderful to me. And I'm showing my daughter that, Mommy works hard, but look what we're doing, look what we're bringing. And everybody here loves her. So I think I'm showing my daughter that as a single mother, you can do this. You can have dreams and you can make them come true.
So you are setting an example.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, because winners focus on winning, losers focus on winners. We are winners over here, so we focus on winning. We don't worry about the obstacles. We just keep plowing forward.
And just say, give me another one.
Give me another one. I can handle it. It's just
Exactly.
It only makes me stronger.
That's right.
It only, I find a way. Even us in this studio right now, it's still kind of warm, so we pulled out a fan.
Sorry.
You got a problem?
There's
Fix
no
it.
air conditioning in this room.
Right, yeah, you get a problem. If you have a problem, you just fix it.
Exactly.
You can pout about it, you can stomp about it, and make every excuse why it can't get done, and then you still got to get it done anyway, so you might as well get to getting.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, and does your daughter practice yoga? Yeah, I know she's
Oh,
really
that's a
young.
very good question.
Yes.
She is young. And no, she does not practice Bikram yoga. She's a little too young for that, and she couldn't stand still for 90 minutes,
Right.
let's face it.
Right.
But she has done yin with me.
Okay.
And I've had a few other kids in yin. She, talks to me a little bit during class, but she does a really good job. And starting tomorrow on Sunday, I shouldn't say that. Starting on Sundays, we're going to have kids yoga. And another girl who's certified in kids yoga will be here to teach kids on Sundays. So we're going to bring that here to the studio. So I'm really excited about that.
Awesome.
And that's running around and jumping and having a great time.
Right,
It's
right,
not
right.
being still
It's
for an
jumping
hour.
yoga.
Oh,
Yay!
and the room won't be heated. So
Yeah,
we're not going to burn these kids out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter, youngins, elderly. I saw some folks here that were, well seasoned. I guess is the word.
I have a
when was in
75-year-old
class.
woman that comes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and they still, are able to accomplish the yoga. They still seem upbeat about it, because
They
we
complain
know.
about the heat and come back the very next
That's
day.
right. That's right. And you
It's
still
great.
got them. You
That's
still
right.
got them. And let's talk a little bit about how mentally rejuvenating something like yoga is. For maybe older folks that are battling maybe some age
Ailments.
some
Yeah.
age stuff physically and mentally.
Yeah.
The use it or lose it kind of.
Exactly.
I have quite a few elderly people that come here, and they say that it hurts while they're here, but they love it. They keep coming back because they know they can feel so much better for the rest of the day. In fact, I had a really wonderful lady that practices at the studio. She suffers severely from arthritis. You can tell that she's in pain when she walks in the door. And she told us one day, yeah, it hurts while I'm doing the yoga because of arthritis, but I can walk for the remaining 22 hours a day without any pain. So the benefit she has for the 90 minutes of the stretching and the breathing and the balancing makes so she can be comfortable the rest of the day. And it's not only, you asked that question, but it's not only the older people. I had a wonderful man here that works out here in practices here, should I say. And we were both in the mortgage industry together. And when he first came here, we could not get him to stop circling around his mat. He was just circling around his mat all the time. To get him to stand still was like, just stand still. And finally, one day he walked into me and he said, I just want to tell you thank you. And I said, why? He goes, because Bikram Yoga is the first time that I live in the present. I live right here, today, at this moment.
Right.
He goes, and I've spent my whole life either living in the past or living in the future, what I'm going to do tomorrow, what I'm going to do next week.
Right.
And right now with Bikram Yoga, I live right here for today. And he loves this yoga.
And you really can only live in the present. Everything else will drive you crazy because you can't worry about what you did before because it's gone. And you can't super focus on what's coming because it's coming. You can plan, but you can't beat yourself up over what's coming. That's worrying, and that doesn't really
Doesn't help you or anybody else around you.
Right.
When I first started doing this yoga, my mom said to me, if I have to pay for you to do yoga the rest of your life, you can never stop.
Wow.
So I kind of went, okay, take it as a compliment, but it kind of speaks volumes because she knows that I'm a happier person,
Right.
and I'm happier and maybe nicer to everybody else around me because I'm happier within me right here, right now. And that is huge.
It is huge.
I have people that come in here and said, you gave me the strength to get divorced, you gave me the strength to get married, you gave me the strength to quit my job. Or, so it's not only the workout, it's not only just the practicing of the yoga. A lot of things happen in this room.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Leanna, I could talk to you all day about this because you have such a passion for it, and I love to see people that are passionate about what they do. You know, you losing your job in the mortgage industry probably saved your life. It was probably a blessing in disguise, you know, not even in disguise, a wide open blessing, you know. It made you reevaluate what was important, you know, it made you get in tune with, insecure with yourself and know that the beauty comes from the inside, not the outside. It probably helped you in having a child.
Well, let's go there.
Yeah, let's.
I was told when I was about 26 years old that I couldn't have kids. And I'm like, okay, fine, I won't have any. But my mom always said, you're going to turn 40 and you're going to get pregnant. And so, I know, thanks, Mom. So basically, about 6 months after I got back from Bikram Yoga teacher training, I got pregnant. Yeah. So this yoga gives you what you need, even if you don't even know that you need it. If you don't know that you need it, it's going to give it to you anyways. Now, I know how babies are made, don't get me wrong, but I really believe that the yoga...
And they were made the same way.
Exactly. There she is. But I really believe that the yoga will, you know, help your own body kind of self-heal from the inside out.
Absolutely.
Rebalances, get you right in order and says, okay, now you need this. It kind of shows you the way.
It is very difficult to carry a child. I've never carried one, so I don't know. But I imagine if you're holding a lot of stuff in, you know, it's very difficult to let
Then how is your body
going to...
Exactly. Yeah.
So there needs to be space.
Yeah.
And it sounds like to me what you're saying is yoga gives you room. It gives you room on the inside to get in there what you need and flush out. You know, it's just like a digestive tract. You know, if you hold on to everything, you know, you're going to be sick and eventually you'll die. You know, even if you hold on to stuff, not forever, but just if you're tense and your colon's holding stuff, then you will have a lot of ailments.
We have a posture for that.
We do have a posture for it.
Yeah. It's called wind removing.
It's called what?
Wind removing.
Wind removing. Yes, I can imagine why it's called
You've
wind
done that.
posture. I have. I tried not to remove any wind.
Thank you.
That is because it's already hot enough. You don't need a 6'5", 240
That's the key.
pound guy. Yeah, removing his wind in the building.
No, you don't. No.
Yeah. So there's really a
Lots
posture
of healing.
for everything.
There is. I mean, with the 26 postures and 2 breathing exercise, we do work everything, inside out, bones to skin, from your fingertips to your toes. We work every system, every ligament, every muscle, everything, including the belief in yourself, which is, I think, is the strongest thing that happens in this room. Right. And I am blessed. I love watching the people change, and I love watching them challenge themselves. And then when they walk out the door and like, I just did that. And like, yes, you did.
And it was hard, and I finished
and I did
anyway.
And I didn't pass out.
Right, I didn't pass out. I didn't bump my head.
Did you see anybody pass out the whole time you were here?
I did not see anybody pass
out.
I
Doesn't
passed
happen.
out about 6 times in my head
exactly.
when I was in here.
Because you're talking to yourself. The whole key is to leave your brain outside and bring your body in here.
And you will shut it down. It's an awesome experience. You know, prepared to be pushed. You know, you will be
With
pushed.
love.
Yes. Push
I'll
with
push you with love.
Push with hugs, mental hugs.
I had a
It is-
wonderful lady walk in here last night, and she's like, I just got off the airplane. I'm tight. Right here, I'm
Right,
tight. I need this.
yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
I go, come back tomorrow. She goes, I run on Saturday mornings. I said, give up running tomorrow and
Right.
come see me.
Right.
She came here. She did a beautiful class. She didn't leave the room. She was wonderful. And when she left, she goes, that's exactly what I needed. Thank you. And gave me a huge hug goodbye.
Right,
And she'll
right.
be here tomorrow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
it's-
want to see.
That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
People-
You're going to struggle in the room, but look
Right.
what you're going to do.
Right.
That's what I want to see.
There's nothing wrong with struggling.
Nothing, yeah.
For some reason, being
Right.
tired and struggling is out of style now for some reason. My father used to tell me when I got tired and I was working out, he'd say, well, what's wrong with tired?
Yeah,
You're trying to get to the next level,
exactly.
you know?
We were raised in the era of a little hard work never hurt anybody.
Right, exactly, because we're roughly the same age, roughly.
Young.
I'm not going to, yeah.
I already said how old
We're
I was.
young
so
and
there we
strong.
go.
Yeah. So we're very close to the same age.
I had a young girl out in the lobby watching her mother do the yoga
Mm-hmm.
one night. And she looks at me because I was out in the lobby and she goes, is that sweat? And I'm like, well, yeah, it's 105 in the room. Well, we didn't say that. It's 105
Right.
in the room. She's like, I could never do that. And I looked at her and I said, yeah, you're right.
You're probably right, yeah. If you don't
You're
think you
right.
can, you're probably right.
yeah. Or, just think about this.
Or,
You could tell yourself you can.
right.
And
it's
you
gonna
will.
Be hard, and it's going to be a struggle, and I'm not going to like it very much. But when I
No.
get done, I will be better.
Yes. And you can come back and do it again.
Absolutely. It's mental as well as physical. It really is. I'm glad I went through the classes. It helps with me with the interview with Leanna because I know what she's talking about, and I've seen how passionate she is about her work and her profession. And like I said, I always appreciate people that are passionate about it.
And we love it when big guys like you come in.
Right.
Because you guys don't usually come into the Bikram Yoga.
Right.
You're like, oh, yoga's not for me. Yoga, I'm not going to sit there on shanti the whole time.
Right,
They have a different illusion of what yoga should be. But when you came in here and after, the first 5 minutes, you were like, oh, this is yoga?
Yeah, well, I've
Wasn't it
always had a
crazy?
healthy respect for yoga. My sister's a yoga instructor.
Oh,
and,
good.
Yeah, I've always had a healthy respect for exercises that are kind of off the beaten path, just weights or whatever, or running. My father taught me to kind of think out of the box and just be open to what's going to happen. And that's probably why a lot of big guys, because it's going to be awkward, you're going to be uncomfortable, it's kind of embarrassing, but you have to work through that. How are you going to get better if you don't work through it? You have to do things that aren't always comfortable for you to do. Hey folks, thanks for joining us at Bikram Yoga Natomas. We had our guest Leanna. She was awesome. My name's Cedric Boyd. I'm just reminding you again to feed the good wolf.